Hi, this is Bruce, and today we're going to look at how we can add error checking to our files. Specifically, we're going to look at the insert file that we created as part of our demo database application. And we're going to use try, catch, and finally as the error checking that we're going to do. The way that works is essentially we're going to wrap a lot of this into a try. So let me just write it down so we can kind of see what it looks like. So we're going to do try, and then after we do the try, then we're going to catch. And what we're catching are exceptions, and then we're creating error messages. And finally, we're going to do stuff whether there are errors or not at the end. Let me just comment this out just so that we can focus in on how this works, and we'll come back to that later. First of all, we want to check to make sure if we've got the information that we need, so the full name, the email, and the TV show before we go any further. And so we'll use an if statement, and then we're going to use the not operator with is set. So in other words, if it's not set, and then the thing that we're looking for is the request for a full name. Actually, we'll just do that for now. Right? So for a request is full name. So if we don't get that, then we're going to throw and new exception, and note that exception has a capital, and then we can put what the message is. So required data is missing, i.e. full name. And then down here in the catch, what we can do is we can immediately echo, and we may as well just create that encoded as JSON. So we're going to do JSON encode, and what we want to encode is the error message as an array. So we're going to create our array, and we'll just call it error. And then we're going to pass in the error that we've received, and we just want to get the message that we've received from the throw as a method. And finally, and we'll do echo JSON encode message full name echo JSON encode. And there you can see now we've got link. So let's also get the other information we need. So there's our is set, and we're going to do, so if we're going to use or as our operators. So if full name is set not, or is not set, or is set request email, So now if we come back here and we refresh, it says that our data is missing. If we add an email, then you can see we're getting both the original name and the email printed out in the finally. So let's add the final is set. So we're going to add another OR operator. And so not operator is set, and it's a method, and we're looking for the television show. So if I come back here, we should see we're missing information. And you can see here we've got the message link, we've got the email, and then if I do copy this and do TV show, make sure I put the apostrophe or the comma here to separate the messages out. Sorry. Now we can go here and add a TV show. So ampersand TV show equals Bonanza. I'm not sure why I can't think of any TV shows. And now you can see we've got, we're passing in all three pieces of information, and we are not getting any error. We're not catching any errors. Okay. So how do we put this into context? Well, essentially, we want to try everything that we want to work, otherwise throw errors, and then finally do something at the end. So all of this stuff, let me just uncomment it, can go into here. Right? And then you can also see that we've got a an if statement here plus an if statement here. So these are both places where we can create exceptions. So now let's add the else statements around these two if statements, and then do the throw an exception. So if we don't get a prepared query, right, if our query is not working, then we're going to throw a new exception, and let's put prepared statement did not insert record. So now if we come here and we do a query, I don't know, XXX, and save that, and then come back over here. So we've got demo ID, and we'll put full name, and email, and TV show equals 6 feet under. So we hit that, and the page is not working. Let's make sure we've got a termination here. And there we go. So the prepared statement did not insert records, and then we can see we get the, we're still getting the message from here. Okay. Next thing we can do is we can add another else statement here and throw new exception. No rows were inserted. Make sure we end the line here, and we'll just get rid of the error here on the variable for our query. And if we come back, let me just make sure I save. And now if we come back to here, we can see we're actually getting the proper information. Let me see if inserted rows is greater than 1. We'll try that. And there you go. So now we can see that it's telling us no rows were inserted based on our faulty logic here. But of course, we just want it equal to 1 or at least greater than 0. So what we've done is we've added error checking, and you can use this anywhere, not just in this case. Specifically try, catch, and finally. Obviously, finally, we would want to put some confirmation messages that we could show to the end user, but I think this is a good demonstration for now. And along with the try, catch, and finally, obviously, what we're catching are the exceptions that we're throwing. So you can see here, I mean, this is the best way of doing it, where we're testing for failure first. These two we're testing for, or at least we're going through a positive outcome first, and then only then throwing the error. So it's a little bit backwards, but I wanted to keep the changes to the original minimal. I hope this helps.